everyone. The Premier League fixtures have been announced today, and we have a lot to discuss. What fixtures are currently happening? What are the current teams which will be maybe having a rough set of games? Which team will be having a maybe an opening fixture with a light set of games. So we will be discussing all about it in today's video. Plus a bit of news on Sesko, and I think Arsenal are finally getting Sesko after just hopping between Gyökeres and Sesko for close to a month now. I think it is happening, and it is going to be Sesko according to the recent news that have come up, where Arsenal have agreed to sign the player and match the evaluation that Sporting, that RB Leipzig are trying to get. So let me share this. But before I start with the Premier League transfer fixtures, there is one news that I wanted to share again on the same lines, and I wanted to show it before I run you through the fixture list. So if you see here, this broke today, where now Arsenal, they mentioned that Arsenal and Sesko have reached an agreement. Arsenal have also signaled to Leipzig that their offer will not fall below the expectations. Now, if you remember, Leipzig are looking for around close to 80 to 90 million pound or 90 million euro for Sesko, and the initial breakage of this deal was because Arsenal were not willing to put that much of money in front. And then we saw the news around Gyökeres where his agents came to London. There was some discussions, but then again, now the Sporting Lisbon president, he is saying that he will not be ready to sell Gyökeres less than 80 million euro. So I think there is a little bit of back and forth that is happening here. But what is the most important thing is it seems that Arsenal are now willing to pay the fees, and this news that broke that Arsenal have agreed personal terms, which I think should not have been an issue, to be honest, with Benjamin Sesko. Poker is now being played for a price between 80 to 100 million for the RB Leipzig striker. So I think what the RB Leipzig is asking is close to 90 million or 100 million. What Arsenal are trying is close to 80 million euro, which will be somewhere around 68 or maybe 69 million pound. But my question is, do you really think that if Arsenal is going to pay this much for Sesko, maybe what Sporting are asking is close to 80 million euro, which will be again close to 68, 69. Why not pay that money for Gyökeres and get a striker who is ready to hit the floor right away, rather than going for Sesko, which again, like, he is not proven. His numbers also are not really good. That will blow you out of the window. So with 13 goals, I'm not sure if this is the right decision. But again, what I personally feel is whatever is the best suited for Arteta and his system, what he thinks is the right man for him, just go and get him. But if you think about maybe making a choice, I would say that you have two strikers in the market, which again, we are not sure if anybody of them can come and perform at the level that we need. But still, you would like to go for the striker who at least is backing this stats with the numbers. With Gyökeres backing it exponentially well. Again, in the championship, he has done it. In the Sporting, he has done it for the past 2 years. So he would be a better fit for my sake. But I think Arsenal is what they are looking at, a striker which is close to 27 years of age, which I personally think it's his prime, and he would be able to at least do the work for at least 4 years, and which is what Arsenal need. Arsenal don't need a striker for the next 8 years or 10 years. They need a striker for now. And again, according to me, I don't think Sesko is the guy, and I think they should be going for Gyökeres. But it seems like, irrespective of what I think or you think, they are going for Sesko, and I think the deal is happening. Now, the Premier League fixtures broke out today, and the major fixture that is happening on the opening week is Manchester United hosting Arsenal at Old Trafford. And that is the big fixture that has blown, where Manchester United are also looking for doing some good business. They have already got Cunha. They have been in talks with Boemo. They have also been in talks with Gyökeres, and also right now they are linked with the Frankfurt striker. So they are also looking to strengthen their squad in order to make sure that they are ready for the next season. Arsenal, we have been linked with everyone everywhere, but we are not just getting anything done. And to put that into context, like Zubimendi, we thought that we signed him in January itself. He is still not. I mean, it looks like a done deal, but it's still no confirmation, nothing like where when he will be unveiled, when the things will be signed. It seems like one of the sources on the Twitter they mentioned that what they are trying to do is making sure that it goes to July so that they can balance the paperwork. I'm not sure how much that is true and how what it does, but let's see. But time is ticking. Now let's start diving into the fixtures of each and every team that are there. Now let's start with Manchester City. If you see Manchester City have a very decent opening. So the first three games they play Tottenham Hotspur, which is at their home, so comfortable. Then in September, they play Manchester United and Arsenal. So their fourth and fifth game are going to be a bit tricky. Then again in October, they don't have anything like that. They play Everton and Aston Villa, which should be okay for them. November, they play Liverpool and Newcastle. In December, again they play Fulham, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, West Ham. Nottingham Forest might put up a good fight, so that would be a good game. In January, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Tottenham Hotspur, Brighton, and Wolves. So I think January, I think, looks the most tricky month for them in terms of the fixtures that they have. Again, in Feb, they have Liverpool, Newcastle. March, they have Nottingham. Yeah, that's it. In April, they have three games, which is Chelsea, Arsenal, and Burnley. So I think two good games there. And May, they are ending their season with Aston Villa as the final game. But apart from that, all the other games, so Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth, these three looks pretty easy for me. So I think, in all honesty, I think the fixtures for Manchester City, it looks a bit decent. It looks very well distributed. The tough games and the easier games, they are evenly distributed, I'll have to say. Now let's look at Arsenal. So if you see here, Arsenal, we play the opening game with Manchester United. And I think you could have not written this again. It's an away game playing Manchester United. I think there will be a lot of things that will be there for this game. Then we play Leeds, then we play Liverpool. So out of the first three games, we have already played United away and we have played Liverpool away. Then comes September where we play Nottingham Forest, again a tough fixture. Then we play Manchester City, again a tough fixture. Then we play Newcastle, that's an away game, again a tough fixture. So out of the first six games, Leeds are the only team that I will, again, no disrespect to Leeds, but a game that I personally feel that Arsenal would be favorable to win. So I think this the season is not going to start good for Arsenal, if I have to say. Then in October we have good games: West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace, and I think that October should be good. Then November we have Burnley, Sunderland, Spurs, and Chelsea. So we played two good games there, Spurs and Chelsea in November, and in December we have the I think it is packed with game because of the Boxing Day and everything. So we have Brentford, Aston Villa, Wolves, Everton, Brighton, and Aston Villa again. So I think we play six games in December with playing Aston Villa twice. So Unai Emery, welcome back. And in January again we have Bournemouth, Liverpool, Nottingham, Manchester United, and Leeds. So again, January is going to be a bit tricky because we play Liverpool, we play Nottingham Forest, and we play Manchester United. This is going to be a tough month again. Then in Feb, it looks a bit okay. I mean, not very okay because we still have to play Spurs and Chelsea in Feb. March, Brighton, Everton, and Wolves. That looks good. April, Bournemouth, Man City and Newcastle. Again, two good games there, Man City and Newcastle. So the month of May, so we are going to end the season with a bit of like with a bit of easy games, if I have to say. So Fulham, West Ham, Burnley, and Crystal Palace. So these four games, I mean, on the paper, you never know like what happens in the game, but on the paper they look favorable. So the month of May. So as much as we are starting at a very wrong foot in August and September, we are going to end our games in May on a very easy run, at least for now. On the paper, it looks like. But these six fixtures right now, the starting six, Manchester United, Leeds is going to be a bit easy. Then Liverpool, and both Manchester United and Liverpool, mind you, we are playing it away. So then in September, Nottingham Forest, Man City, and Newcastle. Again, not a good sign. Now let's check what Chelsea are doing. So Chelsea in August they only play. I think Chelsea. My God, who is creating these fixture lists? Because this is going to be really easy for Chelsea. So in August they play Crystal Palace, West Ham, and Fulham. Again, all three are easy. Then in September they play Brentford, Manchester United, and Brighton. Again, Manchester United is going to be a good game. October they play Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, and Sunderland. Again, two good games there. November, they play Tottenham, Wolves, Burnley, Arsenal. So two good games there, Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal. December again is packed for them. It's Leeds United, Bournemouth, Everton, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. So I think December, I think they have a favorable games there. I don't think apart bar Newcastle, I don't think they will face much issue with any other team. In January, they are going to play Manchester City, then Fulham, Brentford, Crystal Palace, West Ham. And in Feb, they're going to play Wolves, Leeds, Burnley, Arsenal. Okay, so in the middle, I forgot where are they playing Manchester City? Okay, so they are playing Manchester City for the first time in January itself. That's what I was a bit confused. Like, where did Manchester City go if they are playing January for the second time? No. So in the January they will play Manchester City for the first time, and in April they will play Manchester City for the second time. And I think April looks a bit tricky for them. So if you see March they have Aston Villa, Newcastle, Everton. In April they have Manchester City and Manchester United and Brighton. So all two of them will be really good games. Brighton, I still feel Brighton will like really like to put some pressure, so it's not going to be that easy. And in May they have like tough fixtures. So they have in May they have Nottingham, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Sunderland. The last game is going to be easy, but Nottingham, Liverpool, and Tottenham in the same month, not a easy fixture towards the end for them. But I think they start pretty smooth. So like the last season, we can see them flying this season as well. Now let's look at Manchester United fixture. So Manchester United are going to start with Arsenal, of course, at their home. Then we have Fulham. Then we have Burnley. In September, we have Man City, Chelsea, and Brentford. Again, they are also having some good games in the first six fixtures only. So you see, they are going to play Arsenal. They are going to play Man City, Chelsea, and then in October they are going to play Sunderland, Liverpool, and Brighton. In November, they will play Nottingham Forest, Tottenham. Again, two good games there, Everton and Palace. Then in December, they're going to play West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, and Newcastle. Hmm. I think December looks good for all the teams. They only have one, maybe a bit tough game there with Newcastle. January, they play Leeds, Burnley. Again, they play Man City and Arsenal together. This January is going to be tough for them. Then in Feb, they play Tottenham, West Ham, Everton, Palace. March, they play Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Bournemouth. Leeds, Chelsea, Brentford. Again, I think this is going to be a bit okay. Now, in May, they play Liverpool, Sunderland, Nottingham Forest, and Brighton. So I think in May, they have some tough fixtures as well. So if you see, they're going in their end of the season month, May, they will be playing Liverpool, they will be playing Nottingham Forest, and Brighton. Now, let's say Brighton and Sunderland are still doable. Liverpool and Nottingham Forest are not going to be easy. So this Even the Manchester United fixtures, I mean, they are not very favorable. The starting is tough, and for them, the ending is tough as well. Now, let's look at our reigning champions, Liverpool. So, Liverpool are playing Bournemouth, Newcastle, and then Arsenal. Okay, then their tough game they have is with Chelsea, then Manchester United. So Chelsea and Manchester United are going to come together. Then they again have some easy games, but they will be hit with Aston Villa and Manchester City and Nottingham Forest. Oh, okay, so this one is going to be a bit tough for them. So they will be playing Aston Villa home, Manchester City away, and then Nottingham Forest home. Then they have some good games here, and then in December they will be playing Tottenham Hotspur, Wolves, and I think December only they have Tottenham Hotspur. That will be a bit tricky as far as I can see. Then in Jan they will be playing Arsenal again. Apart from that, everything looks good. They will towards the end of Jan, so Jan 31st and Feb they will be playing Newcastle and Manchester City. Then in Feb they will be playing Nottingham as well. March they will be playing Tottenham, and in May. Okay, so the end of season game for Liverpool that doesn't look really good. So in May, they will be playing Manchester United, Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Brentford. Now, as much as on paper, Aston Villa and Brentford might look a bit okay, and they are still tough. And when it comes towards the end of the season game, every team tries to give their all unless they are in the mid-table and there is nothing that they can do about it. But if they are fighting for the maybe the European places or the Champions League places, this will become very tricky suddenly. And for Manchester United and Chelsea, these are already tough games. So I think the ending of Liverpool is going to be a bit tough. They have some tough games lined up. But I think when it comes to starting, I think they have a very good start. They can fly just like they did this year because for the first 10 games, I think they play Newcastle, Arsenal, then Chelsea and United. So I think this looks so yeah, I think this looks pretty good. By the time they play Manchester United, they will already be in October. Yeah, I think that this is really good fixture for Liverpool. Apart from the maybe the month of May, that looks a bit tricky. So this is something that I really wanted to show you. So Opta, you know that Opta is a very good. Uh, so you already know that Opta is a very good uh, like Twitter handle and a page which gives a brilliant analysis on the games, on the fixtures, and how things are happening. And if you see here in the English Premier League 2025-2026 fixture difficulty, so what they did was they took the fixture list and they tried to rank it. So rank each of the Premier League teams according to the fixture difficulty that they have for the first 5 games. And Manchester United comes at the top here. So if you see, Manchester United is going to face Arsenal, Fulham, Burnley, Manchester City, and Chelsea. The second team that comes here is Arsenal. So because Arsenal will be playing Manchester United, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, and Manchester City. And I think given this particular list for the first 5 games, you cannot count Nottingham Forest out. Nottingham Forest is as tough as any other game. So I think maybe you can put Arsenal a bit above this, but I'm not sure how they have defined it. Because if you see, Arsenal will be playing Manchester United away, Liverpool away, and they will be playing Nottingham Forest home, Manchester City home. So yeah. But apart from that, Bournemouth, Everton, Liverpool are also in the mix. They are there on the top because they will be playing Newcastle, Arsenal, but I still think it's a bit okay. Then comes Manchester City. Why have they made it like this? If you see here, Liverpool are going to play Bournemouth, Newcastle, Arsenal, Burnley, and Everton. Now, if you have to say Bournemouth should be an easy game for them, Newcastle might be a bit difficult. Arsenal might be a bit difficult. But again, Burnley and Everton, they will fly through that. But if you see Manchester City, they will be playing Wolves, they will be playing Tottenham, then they will be playing Brighton, then they will play Manchester United and Arsenal. So they have three tough games here. Along with Brighton, you can put in the mix. So 3.5 tough games. While Liverpool is only playing Bournemouth. So Newcastle won, Arsenal won, Burnley and Everton and Bournemouth. Yeah, I will not count. So two with respect to Manchester City, Tottenham, Brighton, Manchester United, Arsenal. I'm not sure how they have rated this, the opening fixtures. Because I will personally put Manchester City for the first five games having a bit more difficulty than Liverpool. Yeah, all the things that I said good about Opta Joe, I think it is not looking great. But anyways, so Spurs are having Burnley, Manchester City. I think they have a very good top first five fixtures. So Burnley, they only have Manchester City, then they play Bournemouth, West Ham, and Brighton home Albion. And they have put Chelsea at the end. Chelsea have Crystal Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Brentford, and United. So they only have one tough game, that is United. So that makes sense. Yeah, but make it make sense, people. According to them, Manchester United have the toughest, which I believe maybe you can put Arsenal maybe above that, but I think that's fair, 94.6 to 94. But one thing that I will not agree with is Liverpool versus Man City. Man City play Tottenham, United, and Arsenal. Plus they play Brighton, so you can give them 3.5 hard games. Liverpool, they play Newcastle and Arsenal. Apart from that, they play Bournemouth, Burnley, and Everton. So two tough games, but make it make sense. Now comes the opening day fixture. The opening day fixture, the league starts on 15th of August, where Liverpool take on Bournemouth. And on Saturday, we have the Aston Villa versus Newcastle. That will be a good game. Aston Villa, Newcastle. Then Brighton, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, Sunderland, West Ham, Spurs, Burnley, Wolves, Man City. So apart from Aston Villa, Newcastle, I think all the other games are pretty okay. Then on Sunday, our Super Sunday games are Chelsea versus Crystal Palace and Manchester United versus Arsenal. Prime time Sunday show. So I think this opening weekend, I think this match will be an amazing one to kick off the Premier League campaign for 2025-2026 with a game like of this magnitude right at the beginning. Again, this is something that we have already discussed about the top five fixtures. I'll not bore you with this again. Now let's talk about this game. Manchester United versus Arsenal, the opening day fixture. Now, if you see, Manchester United have the best opening day record in the Premier League. 22 of their 33 games have been won at home, and the next season's game versus Arsenal will be the ninth time in a row they will be opening the campaign at Old Trafford. I think this is an unbelievable number. 67%. Manchester United have won 67% of the Premier League openers, the best record in the competition. And I think that really speaks for itself. 22 out of the 33 opening games. Amazing. And just to give you a bit more context, the last time Manchester United and Arsenal played in August was when Arsenal were in complete chaos. So it was the same game where Manchester United thrashed Arsenal 8-2. One of the most embarrassing and horrible games as an Arsenal fan. So that was the time last time that Manchester United and Arsenal met in August. It was August 28, 2011. But things have changed, times have changed. So again, I'll just skip past it as a bad memory. But yeah, I have to relive that right now. But anyways, but times have changed, and I think maybe we can put that aside. And it is Arteta versus Ruben Amorim. But it will be going to be a good game because Manchester United, they are showing signs of maybe improvement towards the end of the season with Amorim. Even though the results were not favorable, they were playing at least some good football. There were We were seeing some consistency. We were saying some of the things that felt like, okay, we do see something happening. We do see that there is some progress that is happening. But let's see if that like carries on in the next season, because I think with Ruben Amorim, him getting the a full preseason would really help him. We already have seen that they have got Cunha, and he was desperate to join Manchester United. I think he has been a Manchester United fanboy as well. So I think this will be something important. With Arsenal also maybe pushing all their things to get the team ready for the next season, ready to win that Premier League trophy that we have been waiting for around more than 20 years now. But let's see what happens. Arsenal, for me, they have been linked with everyone, but they are not just getting the deals done. Me, as an Arsenal fan, I am like a bit like, I don't know what to say. Like, I have lost a bit of hope. Like, I thought like they would have already done a lot of groundwork when the season was happening, and once the transfer window opens, they will start getting those players quick and early. But that's not there. We haven't got anybody still, apart from maybe Kepa, which nobody wanted in the first place, and a striker from I think Blackburn Rovers for 1 million, who is a future prospect, 17 years old. But let's see. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Let me know what do you think about the fixtures. If you think like maybe this is something that you feel like any team has an edge because of the fixtures that are currently there. And while you are there, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help your brother for getting more views, getting more followers. It will really help this small channel and just getting started. So it will really help me with your comments and with your likes. So don't forget to do that. And while before I end this stream, let me go through a bit of things just to make sure that I have at least captured everything. So let me go to our man himself, Fabrizio Romano, just to check. 150 million for this guy. I mean, amazing. I mean, again, it does include add-ons, but still, like if you ask me, 150 million. They have really broken the bank for him. So understand Chelsea have Brighton's João Pedro as one of the targets on their shortlist for this summer. Highly appreciated. Let's skip this. Fulham. Skip nothing. Nothing officially here. Yeah. So Arsenal fans who were thinking that we are going to get John Garcia, he has joined Barcelona for a 5-year deal for 25 million euro. And I think this is good. I really didn't want Arsenal to splash any cash on a keeper anymore. We already have Raya. And one thing that I really agree, even though I don't like Kepa and getting, I don't know what is there with Arsenal and Chelsea that they keep getting Chelsea rejects to Arsenal. But at least again, he's not going to be the main man, so I'm fine with them getting Kepa for 5 million. I think that makes sense. He's going to be a backup keeper. Raya is the main man, and we already know that Arsenal and Arteta, they don't like to switch keepers that much. So I'm not very sure, apart from maybe the Carabao Cup, that Kepa is going to get the game time. And this will save us that 25 million that could go in the other departments where we actually need. That means the strikers, that means the forward players, or the attacking midfielders, where we desperately need some improvements. So all documents are ready for Xhaka Bijon to sign a new Leeds player from Udinese. Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund remain in contact for, okay, skip this. Chelsea need is like they have already got good players. I'm not sure if they will be signing too much this time. We already know that when it comes to signing, Chelsea can like do things like crazy, like nobody else can. They even left Manchester City behind, like by spending more than 1 billion in just, I think maybe a couple of transfer windows. Crazy. And yeah, Bernardo Silva has been named the captain for Manchester City, and it is being approved by Pep. And he was the guy who decided to make Bernardo Silva the captain. Now, while we are here, let me just quickly check if there were rumors. Now, this particular news that broke from Jacob's pen that Arsenal hold a genuine interest in Rodrigo and have held exploratory talks on the player side dating back to May. Real Madrid want around 90 million euro. I think what Arsenal need is a marquee signing, and I think Rodrigo and Gyökeres would be both one of them. But if it looks difficult, because according to the news that broke yesterday by Fabrizio Romano, let me show that to you while we are here. So let me show that to you quickly. Let me scroll. I think the amount of news this guy gives. I hope I can find it. Yeah, here. So so Alonso, he said on Rodrigo that I know what happened last season. The end of the season wasn't easy for him. He took some time to reset. We have had talks since day one, and I see him eager to contribute on the field and enjoy himself. Now you have to understand that Rodrigo plays best on the left, but again, we have Mbappe there, we have Vinicius, Mbappe both on the flanks. So it is going to be a very difficult for Rodrigo to get the amount of game time that he deserves. And he was not getting that last season. And that's where the whole agenda started that maybe we can pull Rodrigo out of Real Madrid and make him persuade for him to come to Arsenal, where he would be a starter left winger. Because we already know that Trossard a bit of clutch player. Martinelli again bit of clutch player, but they have not been consistent at all. And I think Rodrigo would be a perfect fit for Arsenal. But this news came yesterday after the Jacobs Pen news, where it seems that Alonso has had a talk with the Rodrigo, and maybe he has persuaded him to stay, given him more game time. And also where he said like uh, there was one more news where he said like Endrick, and all the other players, they will be getting a lot of game time because Xabi Alonso, if you see what he has done in Bayer Leverkusen, he rotated a lot of players, a lot of teams. All the players cover a lot of ground. They do a very high pressing. They consistently push for the ball, and that will mean that the players will certainly get tired a bit more than what they used to, and maybe it will take a bit time for the players to adapt well as well. So we will see a lot of rotation, and it might be possible that Rodrigo gets the game time that he might be looking for. But still, not as much as he will get to in Arsenal. So, brother, if you are listening to this, do come to Arsenal. You will be a starter for us. Yeah. Now, let me take you to. So, again, this news, again, even though it came from Jacob's pen, I'm really not sure if this is going to happen. Even if it happens, I think 90 million is totally worth it for Rodrigo. Now, so transfer rumors. Let's see. So it seems Chelsea and Newcastle will compete for the signing of João Pedro from Brighton. Both the teams are preparing for preparing offers for the window. Let's see. This again, I'm really not sure. So the other news that has come is Thomas Partey is set to leave Arsenal. Now you already know that he was out of contract, and even though we have been trying to persuade him to stay for another years, it seems that he was asking for a salary hike. He is already close to 200,000 a week, and hiking his salary for a player of close to 32 years of age might not suit Arsenal or what they are trying to do right now. So I think the talks have not gone well, and he's looking to move. I personally feel that it will be a major hit for Arsenal because I think Thomas Partey has been exceptional for us this season. A very consistent player, a player who can take the ball, even though the amount of pressure you put on him by the other players, he can like play the ball properly. He is the only one right now who can play cutting passes from deep, I mean, from deeper in the field, and I think he was a general for us to be like fair. But I think he will be departing. Again, it might be because of the other things that we know around Thomas Partey, where those things might be doing this as well. Where, but again, we never know. But according to the rumors and the news that are around it, is Thomas Partey is asking for a rise in his salary, and Arsenal are not willing to do that. And maybe Arsenal are not willing to give him a long-term deal as well, which he might get if he goes to some other clubs. So that brings us to only Zubamendi, because Declan Rice now plays as a left-siding attacking number eight. So, and maybe in number six as well, but mostly he plays higher. When Thomas Partey is not there, then he is pushed back. So Zubimendi will be the only number six. We have already lost Jorginho, and now it seems that we have lost Thomas Partey as well. So only Zubimendi there, and I do have a bit of questions on the physique of Zubimendi, if he's really fit for that. But let's see. So that brings us to this news where Arsenal are monitoring Lucian Ogume situation. The Gunners are looking for a replacement for Thomas Partey. No contacts between the player and Arsenal yet, but this is something that has broken out. John Garcia, we already spoke about. Paulo Silva, he gets the captain, we already saw. And again, this is something that again we talked at the starting, when it seemed that Arsenal and Benjamin Sesko have reached an agreement. Arsenal have also signaled to Leipzig that their offer will not fall below their expectation. So I think Arsenal is going to hit somewhere around 80 to 85 to 90 million euro for this signing. Let me know what do you think about this. Let me know if it makes sense to you. But this was all the news on the football Twitter as till now. So do let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you again in the next time tomorrow. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.